Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Ilili Aghamada, Head of Political Affairs Section at the Europe Directorate of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Republic of Mali. Today, I would like to talk about governance in Mali, challenges, difficulties, and assets. Let's see what is in the overview. Firstly, after a short introduction, I will identify the main challenges that Mali is facing. Then I will explain the constraints that make those challenges difficult to solve. Finally, I'll provide some assets Mali has in resolving those challenges and make some recommendations in conclusion. Let's start with introduction. Mali is a landlocked country in West Africa. The territory covers about 1.2 million square kilometers. The population is about 17 million. In 2012, Mali has faced a multidimensional crisis which revealed a deficit of the country's governance. What is governance? In his working paper, Francis Fukuyama defines governance as a government's ability to make and enforce rules and to deliver services regardless of whether that government is democratic or not. Broadly, governance is a global social fact. Let's start with key challenges. Mali is dealing with many internal and external challenges of governance. I think the most important challenges are peace and security, justice and management of international public aid. Let's start with peace and security challenge. Mali, as well as the Sahel region, has facing the cross-border security threats, armed rebellions, political instability, and inter-community conflicts which affect peace and security in the whole country. Let's start with justice governance. Justice is an integral part of governance in Mali. The effectivity of the rule of law, access to justice for ordinary citizens, impunity and corruption are the main challenges. Let's consider management of international public aid. Public development assistance represents for almost 80% of investment expenditure. The coordination of this aid, its appropriation and distribution remains a major challenge to the government. Let's move on difficulties. Mali has some difficulties in resolving security challenges as cross-border threats, weakness of defense and security forces in terms of intelligence and equipment, armed rebellions, ethnic polarization and inter-community tensions. Concerning the peace challenge, the main obstacles are related to collapse of socialization frameworks, crumbling of social cohesion and trust, and disparities between the advantaged center and marginalized countries' periphery. Second difficulty, justice challenge. The Malian justice suffers from some problems related to an inequitable access to justice for the vast majority of Malians, coarse remoteness from the population, low legal culture of citizens, and effectivity of court decisions. Third difficulty, management of international public aid. Mali has some difficulties in managing the international public aid which are the dispersal of development assistance, the action of currents of humanitarian actors on the ground, the absence of aid coordination, and the government leadership. Let's move on assets. In terms of security challenge, the Malian government has adopted an integrated security plan for the central regions. Mali is the founding member of the G5 Sahel organization to tackle security threats. Mali benefits also of international community support. In terms of peace challenge, Mali has as assets the agreement on peace and reconciliation signed between the government and the armed group, the ongoing process of political dialogue, the traditional mediation, and the establishment of a commission of justice, truth, and reconciliation. Justice challenge. Mali has as assets the existence of independent and working judicial institutions, ratification of the most international human rights conventions, and the establishment of a national human rights commission. Let's consider the challenge of management of international public aid. The Malian government has adopted a National Aid Efficiency Action Plan, established a Secretariat for the Harmonization of Aid, and set up a dashboard of the management of international cooperation agreements. Furthermore, Mali has other assets, economic assets. Mali has managed to preserve its economic strengths, solid growth, and a business environment among the best in the sub-region. Concerning tourism sector, Mali has an immense cultural and tourist heritage with 12 properties classified as World Heritage, a great diversity of flora and fauna, a large river, and exceptional natural attractions. To sum up, as we have seen above, despite of its challenges, Mali has some important assets to address those challenges. The country is reforming its government to address the internal challenges, but the external one cannot be addressed without international cooperation. For further more information about the subject, here are some resources provided which could be useful for you. Looking forward to receiving your feedback. That is it. Thank you for your kind attention. Any questions?